everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you to everyone who's watching virtually. My name is Hillary Byrne. I'm the Director of Special Services here in Kinnelon, and I'm really excited to have the opportunity to speak with everyone tonight to share some of the current programming that we have in our department and also some of the things that I have planned. So currently in Kinnelon, we have 334 students who have IEPs. 61 of those students are speech only, which means they only receive speech services, and 18 students are in out-of-district schools, which is special education, special schools for students who can't be serviced within the district. So we are very lucky to have a CST team at every building. So at Kiel School, we have Jamie, Gabrielle, and Stacy Kleiner. At Stony Brook, we have Lori Foster and Susan Bupkin. In the middle school, we have Stephanie Siopa and Elise Malone. And at the high school, we have Kara Parm and Susan McFarland. We also have Lisa Dunn, who is the social worker for the entire district. And she's currently out on leave. So Rachel Agnello is our cover for right now, our social worker. And Lisa will be back in early February, I believe. And she oversees really most of our out-of-district students, but she also helps out when needed if a social worker is needed in any situation in any building, she's available as well. We also have other special education staff. We have Melissa Cook, who is our district BCBA, which is a board-certified behavior analyst. She works with a lot of our students who have some issues with behaviors, setting up behavior plans for them and making sure that they have everything they need. She also works closely with some of our specific special ed classrooms where she designs ABA programs for students, which is applied behavioral analysis. We have Jonna Ellis, who's our teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing. We have Megan Struble, who's our district occupational therapist, and Dr. Carrie Bott, who is our district physical therapist. We have our speech therapists, Kelly Kenyon, Kate Lubarsky, and Nicole Fodor. And we are also very lucky to have in Kinnelon, New Jersey Care Plus Services, which is a service that we contract with who comes into our buildings. We have two therapists. One is full-time at the high school, and one works in the other three schools, PRM, Stony Brook, and Kiel, and they help the children who need extra therapeutic support. They're there to make sure that everyone is doing well mentally and helps with emotional stress and things like that. It's not just for special ed students, it's for all other students. Just so you know, Special Services is located at 109 Kiel Avenue. We're right next to the Kiel School. Andrea Hall, who's my lovely administrative assistant who's here tonight, and Claudia Duress is another one of our administrative assistants. So I wanted to talk about special education and what we have at each of our buildings. So I'll start with Kiel, which is our pre-K to 2 school. We have our MD classroom. This is a classroom for children who are learning specifically with ABA, which I mentioned earlier. It's applied behavioral analysis. It's a way of teaching students that's very specific. All the programs are written by our BCBA, and it's very repetitive, but it really helps them learn to the best of their abilities. So we have a classroom like that. Every student has a one-to-one paraprofessional. So their programming is currently going on all day long. And they are with their typical peers as much as they possibly can be. We do try to expose them to being in the lunchroom, which is very hard for some of them because of all of the noise. We try to expose them to as much of their typical peers as we can. We also have pre-K inclusion classrooms. Now, some of our students in the MD classroom will go back and forth between MD and preschool. So they're getting a little bit of ABA, perhaps in the morning, and then all afternoon, they're spending the afternoon with their neurotypical peers in the regular preschool class. So it's a great opportunity for them. We have in-class support at Kiel School, depending on the needs that we have. Right now, I believe we have it in math. And we also have LLD for ELA and math, which is our language learning disability program. It's a little bit of a lower level learning so that we can meet the children where they are. A lot of those children who are in that program have left the MD room and are now being completely included in an inclusion classroom, but they just need a little bit more help in some of the core subjects. So that's what we have that for. We have Pull Out Resource, which is for ELA and math as well, for children who might be struggling with that. And we have a multisensory reading approach at Kiel School. At Stony Brook, we also have an MD classroom, and that is new this year. We are very proud of this classroom. We had some of our students who were moving up and out of Kiel, and we didn't want to send them out of district because we can provide this kind of a classroom here at Kinnelon. So we set up a classroom, we brought in their teacher from Kiel, and we set her up at Stony Brook. We brought back one student from out of district, and it's working out beautifully. The kids are mostly nonverbal. They're using augmentative communication and very well, and it's a great classroom, so I'm very excited about that. We also have LLD, which I explained before, resource room, in-class support, and multisensory reading instruction, which is done with the Wilson program. At PRM, in our middle school, we have an LLD classroom that is very much pre-vocational at this point. They have access to a fully functioning kitchen. They have sinks, they have ovens, they have stoves, they have the ability to make any kind of food that they need. And they've started a really great business called the Daily Grind, where the kids work kind of all week up to Friday, where they sell things that they've baked, and they have the opportunity to use the cash register. They have to make change. They have to serve everybody. They have to say, do you want cream in your coffee? Do you want sugar in your coffee? It really is giving them an amazing opportunity to interact with people and gives them a little bit of a work experience at the middle school level, which is not typical. At the middle school, we also have in-class support, resource rooms, and multisensory reading instruction. And this year, I'm very happy to say, we started something called the Crom Wellness Center. So Mrs. Cromwell is the teacher who runs this center, and so that's why we call it the Crom Wellness Center. It's just something that she came up with, actually. So this is a classroom. We noticed in the middle school we had a lot of students who were struggling with school phobia. So we needed, and part of the problem was when we would call them or go to their house and say, can we get you into school? Can we get you in the building? Their problem was they didn't want to come to school and have to go into a classroom that was already started and have everybody say, where have you been? Why are you late? What's going on? So we created this room where these children can come into the building seamlessly, go to this room, catch up on their work because Mrs. Cromwell is keeping track of things that they've missed, which is also a big part of this classroom. And it's really helping with our I don't want to say school refusal, but there's some school phobia issues. And I think some of that was probably born from COVID, but because everybody was inside so much, but middle school is a tricky age. So we provide this, the classroom is great. Everything in it is very comfortable. They have couches, they have snacks, they have water they can drink. And it's just an environment we love. They have tons of fidgets and things of that nature. It's just an environment where they can be comfortable, get back on track, and hopefully get back into the classroom. That's the plan. At our high school, we have our LLD classroom, resource room, in-class support. I want to state too, as far as resource room and in-class support is done in a regular CP classroom, but there's a special ed teacher and a regular ed teacher in the room. And the special education teacher is ensuring that everything as far as modifications and accommodations is getting done from their IEP. We want to make sure that we are always following their IEPs to the letter and that they're getting everything that they need. So students in in-class support are able to do the curriculum of a regular CP class. They just need maybe extra time or a specific kind of study guide or some other accommodation that they can use. So that's an in-class support. Resource room, they're doing the same curriculum, but they're taking it down a notch. They're giving it to the students on their level, and they're giving it to them in such a way that they're able to achieve the same experiences as being in class support, but at their level. So I just wanted to make sure I delineate those. We also have multisensory reading instruction, and we have our wonderful life skills program, which is our 18 to 21-year-olds. They also have access to a full kitchen. They do a lot of cooking and things like that, but most importantly, they leave the building and go to work. We work with a company that helps take them out to the community, gets them jobs that they can do, switches up those jobs often so that they get a lot of different experiences. I know they've worked at Applebee's and Garden Center and just different kinds of places so that they can have an experience of being out in the community before they leave us when they turn 21 and go into the world. And it's a wonderful program for our students here who stay till 21. I wanted to also mention our KPAC, which is our Kinnelon Parents of Exceptional Children. This is a group that is district-wide, and it's comprised of parents and interested professionals, and their focus is to help empower children with special needs to maximize their potential. This is run by a wonderful group of parents parents of children with special needs, who are really dedicated to making sure that their children are having the same experiences that every child is having, which is a wonderful thing. So I'm going to shout out Mrs. Fletcher because she is one of the founders of KPAC, and so she and I are working together to set up the schedule for this year of what we're going to provide for parents. And one of our first things that we're going to have is a friend of mine who's my former transition coordinator is someone who's worked in the adult world, and it can be very tricky when your child is leaving high school to know exactly what to do. We want to make sure that our children are provided with the resources that they need when they become adults at 21. I want to make sure we talk about guardianship if that's something that they're going to need. I want to make sure we talk about DDD and DVR services, which are from New Jersey, from the state, but we can actually set that up before they leave us here so that there's a smooth transition. They provide job coaching, money for school, money for trade school. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and there's a lot of information, and it can be very overwhelming. So having someone come in to talk about this process and the adult services world is really important for some of our parents. We also talked about making some of the events that we already have here at Kinnelon a little more special needs friendly. Like if we have, for instance, I'm just thinking of the Halloween Fright Fest they have here at the high school. If we started it half hour early for our children with special needs, and maybe the lights weren't flashing so much and there wasn't as many people, and maybe there isn't music playing, but they still have the opportunity to go and experience it in a way that suits them better. So definitely going forward, we're going to be looking at, some of the things we offer for the children and making sure that we can also offer them for our children with special needs. The email for KPAC is right down here. It's also on our website. So now I want to talk about looking ahead and what I'm envisioning for the future of my department. We have definitely noticed a need to have a behavioral classroom. We have a lot of students who are struggling right now with some behaviors, and I don't want to send them out of district because I do believe we can create a program and service them here. It would be a self-contained room, which means they would mainly be in this room, and then basically they would, as they get their behaviors under control, they would move out into inclusion classrooms as possible. We want our students to find success here, but we need to create the programs that will help them find that ultimate success. So in this classroom, there will be a teacher with experience working with behaviorally challenged students. This isn't a job that anyone can do. You have to have specific training and things of that nature. So that's the kind of person I want to find to work in a classroom like this. There will also be a classroom aide, crisis intervention training for all staff, which is very important, input from our district BCBA, and a supportive and therapeutic environment so that they feel safe and we can really work on those behaviors and reduce them to a point where they're ready to go right back into their general ed classroom. I also wanted to talk about music therapy. I found a company called Unity Music Therapy that will provide small group music therapy classes to both of our MD rooms, our MD room at Stony Brook and our MD room at at Kiel, and the person who runs it is a certified music therapist, and it's a wonderful experience. I have a little video here. I'm going to go back to that just shows a music therapist, not the one we're going to use, but a music therapist working with a child with special needs.
And do you want to play the piano? Yes. Play the piano with me. Yes. Want to play some music? Yes. Yes. Play some music with me. Should we play some more piano? Slip that in. Ah. This. Put your smile on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go this far ahead, but I just wanted to stop because you can see that the music therapist is having the children use their hands. He's clapping, they're using instruments, so they're using their fine motor skills to do that. He's letting them lead as far as, do you want me to play the piano? Do you want me to keep going? Yes, and they're using their repetitive communication devices, which is wonderful. So I do think that that will be a great experience for our students. So now, as you can see here, I have Bindi. She is going to be our new therapy dog. I want to show you another picture of Bindi. We just got her this vest that says therapy dog training. So Bindi is my dog, to be honest, and she is an English cream golden retriever. I have another English cream golden retriever who's our dog that we've had since a puppy. And I came across this picture on a website of Bindi, and she looks exactly like our other dog. So I reached out because she was part of an organization and they were looking for a foster family for her. So it turns out Bindi has all of the training of a service animal. The organization that she came from trains service dogs to work with men and women who come home from tours of duty and have PTSD. So this dog, I never knew a dog like this in my life. She's so good. She's so calm. She knows when you feel sad. It's the strangest thing because, as I said, I have another dog who's a lunatic, so I see the difference. She can also get you the remote. She can pick up your phone. She has this really specific training. So we've been fostering Bindi for about 2 years. She had a litter of puppies for the organization as well. And 3 of her puppies are going to be trained to be therapy dogs. And one of them is going to be the Superior Court dog in Poughkeepsie, which is just randomly wonderful. And but I know Bindi would make a wonderful therapy dog. So she's our pet now, and I had spoken to the woman who runs the organization, and she said, absolutely, Bindi will be a wonderful therapy dog. So I'm working with an organization called Bright and Beautiful Therapy Dogs, and it's a process. I have to provide them with a lot of information about her, vaccines, town license, et cetera, et cetera. And And then she is going to be taking a test, which we have scheduled for the end of January. And we practice for every night at our house with my own children. It's very specific. You have to have the right kind of dog for this. The part of the test is like a kid running up to the dog and hugging them really tight for 10 seconds and the dog not reacting. Because some dogs would startle with that, but Bindi doesn't. So I'm really excited about this. The beautiful part of my job is that I go to every building. I try to make myself appear in every building almost every day if I can. So Bindi will have a schedule with me and I'll be able to bring her to the buildings, and I think it'll be really positive for the students. So I actually have a little video about this too. This is not Bindi, this is another
When they walk through the front doors in the morning and they see a dog, the first thing I hear students say is, "Oh my God, this school has a dog. How cool is that?" I think it makes them feel like this is a home away from home for them. Riley will do his thing for the students and make them feel comfortable. If a student is coming into the source, he knows to just walk over to them immediately and say, "Hi, I'm here for you. You can feel free to pet me." We go out during lunch. We always make ourselves known out there so the kids know that they can pet him. We just usually stand in a location that they know where to find him. He is a Facebook, Instagram sensation. I may walk into a Starbucks with Riley and kids from other schools know who Riley is. So he's a star.
I just love coming here, like during study hall or just when I need to take a break and take a breath, and it just calms me down, just like pet him. I always love seeing him in the hallways. I kind of feel like it makes everyone feel at home, and just like seeing the dogs around the house.
Riley is affecting the school. We're more welcoming. We're recognizing that students are a whole person, not just a person coming to school to learn academics, that they have thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And I think that's what Riley's doing for the building.
So I think one of the, I don't think there's anything that's not a benefit about this. I think that everyone will like it. However, the organization I'm working with will also talk everyone through what to do if my child is allergic, what to do if my child is afraid of dogs. There's contingency plans for everything. So just once Bindi gets board approved and we finish all of the testing and everything like that, a letter will be sent home and we'll make everything clear about the therapy dog. So again, there's benefits of a therapy dog in school settings. As we saw in the video, it just makes everybody happy. Apparently, it has physical benefits like a reduced blood pressure. It can assist with pain management. I feel like, especially for kids with special needs, if you have the dog in there and everyone's reading the dog and they're talking and they're all saying, "Oh, well, I have a dog at home and this is my dog and my dog's name is this," it's an opportunity for them to really get involved in conversation, which I think is very important. All right. So another one of my goals, which I believe is more of a 2024, 2025 goal, is to open up full day preschool here. I think that there are so many benefits of preschool. It can't be overstated how important preschool is. But I also think the opportunity to have special needs students and neurotypical students from our town who are tuition students, very reasonable tuition, by the way, in the same classrooms is so beneficial. It really helps. It helps the children with special needs to have a model of children who are neurotypical, and it helps neurotypical children begin to learn things like compassion and that everybody's different and not everybody is going to look exactly like you or behave exactly like you. And also that children with special needs are not scary, even if they make different noises or something like that. We're starting from 3 years old, and I think there's a lot of benefit for that. Beautiful thing is that up in Cisco, where my office is, there's classrooms there. There's empty classrooms, and they're elementary age classrooms. They're really kindergarten, preschool classrooms. They have a bathroom in every room. I mean, it's there. It's already set up. So that's one of my bigger goals, definitely. But I think it's important, and I'm really looking forward to getting that started. Again, just a few of the benefits are that the children are exposed to academics earlier. They'll be ahead of the curve for kindergarten, and special education students and general education students working together is a beautiful thing. Okay. Well, again, my name is Hillary Byrne. I'm the Director of Special Services. Here's my contact information in case you need anything from us. Our door is always open. We love to hear from parents. And thank you all very much for coming. Do we have questions?
I just have a question.
Sure.
So a few years ago, we had the town hosted a field day. I want to say like a special for families with special needs, and
Okay.
it gave the kids an opportunity that they don't normally have, like to play softball or
Yeah.
with a bunch of a lot of volunteers, like high schoolers and other families out there. It gave I know my little man had a good experience. There wasn't the sense of pressure and competitiveness. It was just out there having fun with other families.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in a while, I think, because maybe pandemic,
Sure.
all that stuff. But is there a thinking to maybe bring something
Absolutely.
like that again? Because I think that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like on a weekend in the spring.
It was like Friday afternoon or Thursday in the late spring. And,
Yeah.
it was nice. It was a good sense of community, and I
Right,
know that's
right.
something we'd be doing again.
I think that's wonderful, and I know that our new superintendent, Mr. Mango, has experience with Special Olympics, which is something that I think we could bring in as well. But planning something like that, we could probably do through KPAC and have like a field day where we have maybe some high schoolers helping out. Do you want to say something?
Yes, Gary Suter, principal of the high school. And that was a program we started a couple of years ago from our senior service program. So our students organized that with some teachers, and that was a program that was very,
It was a lot of fun.
very
Yeah, it was
beneficial, and
great.
it's something
I
that we
miss
could
it. I
continue
one
each
day
year.
for my guy, but I want to do it again. So
Yes.
I'm wondering.
That's definitely something we can do again, orchestrated through the high school and
Yeah,
special services.
That's wonderful, yeah, and I know KPAC, they work with students in high school as well to facilitate some of their the programs that they do. So I will absolutely set that up.
Cool, that'd
I
be
think it would
great.
be awesome. Thank you for the idea. Does anyone else have a question? Okay. Well, I do want to just say a quick thank you to all my administrators here who came to support me tonight. Thank you guys, and Andrea, and some teachers. I appreciate that very much. And thank you. Please let me know if you need anything. Appreciate it. Thank you.